It's time now for the Premier Podcast, the official real estate video podcast of Premier Realty Group of West Tennessee. We have 3 offices to serve you in McKenzie, Paris, and Huntingdon. Online at prealtygroup.com. Now, let's get started with today's Premier Podcast.
Welcome to the Premier Podcast, the official video podcast of Premier Realty Group of West Tennessee. We have offices in McKenzie, Paris, and Huntingdon. We are online at prealtygroup.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. My name is Kelly Green. My co-host is Gary Wicker. He's our principal broker in our Paris office. Gary, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. We're also joined by the owner of Premier Realty Group and the principal broker in our McKenzie office, Susan Bradberry. Susan, how are you?
Good morning, Kelly. I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Let's talk history. Before we get started into this podcast and start talking about specifics and real estate, let's talk about the history of the company. You're the one that started it. Bring us up to date on where we went from back then to right now.
Okay, well, I earned my affiliate broker's license in 2005, and I started out with a firm in Huntingdon. And in 2008, I had the opportunity to take over that firm and made the decision to do that. And then in 2009, I changed the firm name, and I don't know if it was premonition or what, but I added the word group to the new name. So I think I realized that it wasn't going to be just one office with 1 or 2 agents. I think I knew I had a vision of where I wanted to go with it. And then in about 2010, I think it was, 2011, I approached another firm that was in Huntingdon with the possibility of a merger. And the broker of that firm was open to that. So I merged with Hodges & Hodges, and Randy Hodges then became the broker of the office in Huntingdon, and I went to broker the next office in McKenzie. So at that point, we had 2 offices, one in Huntingdon and one in McKenzie. And then about 5 years ago now, time flies, I had the opportunity to take office in Paris. And so some of the growth has been probably some conscious decision, and some has just been
fell in your lap. Basically.
Fell in my lap.
Right.
A great opportunity.
Right.
A great opportunity. It was a building in a great location. So I made the decision to make that move. So now we have McKenzie, Huntingdon, Paris, and so that's how we got here.
What's next in the vision? I mean, onward and upward, you continue to grow.
Well, I have a plan for the next office. I have so many agents in the McKenzie office right now that I'm running out of room for them.
Right.
So I've got to find a place for them, and a place that provides them a more efficient work schedule, because they live in areas away from McKenzie, Milan, Medina. So my next move, I think, will be into either Milan, Medina, or North Jackson.
Okay.
I've been looking for a location. Haven't found just the right one yet, but I'll know it when I do.
Right.
So
talk about the mission statement. Talk about what sets us apart from the rest. What makes Premier Realty Group different from all the others?
Well, we have a lot of things to offer that other firms don't have. Number one, we have you, Kelly.
I was hoping she'd say that.
Yeah, we have a full-time marketing director who has the capability of doing drone videos. We have a drone, and Kelly can create drone videos. We have a Matterport camera, and we can do virtual tours of homes with the Matterport videos.
And that's really an incredible device for folks who don't know what a Matterport camera is. It creates a 3D virtual tour of your home. So if we've got a potential buyer in California who can't come to Tennessee anytime in the near future but wants to see that home, we can send them a link by email, and they can tour that home. I mean, literally tour that home on their computer.
Yeah, visually they can just walk through the house.
It's amazing. It really is.
Right, and as we all know, internet's where so many people shop today. So that makes it really easy for them to do. They can see the home in 3D.
But keep talking about me. I like this conversation. That's going.
Well, I was actually going to interject there because I think the combination of Kelly and myself scares Susan to death. I have a little background in video production, which I actually got into when I was working as an agent in Jackson. And So once Kelly came on board and we began to share these ideas and begin to cost Susan a little extra money there, I think she tries to keep us separate so that we don't share these ideas between us and spend more of the money there. But some of the things that we have looked at, I feel that they do set us apart and give us an edge as far as not only listing property, but as Kelly said, when we have a buyer somewhere else, we can send those videos out, or they can just look them up online and actually get more of an idea than just looking at the flat 2D pictures that most MLSs put out for us.
Mm-hmm. And you were telling me maybe a couple of weeks ago that a lot of your buyers, I think you said more than 50% of your buyers come from out of state anyway.
Oh, in my 12 years, probably conservatively speaking, 85%.
I was going to say it's going to be a lot higher than 50%.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, have come from outside the area.
So it's technologies like email or like a 3D virtual
Right.
tour or just going
Right.
online and taking a look at the website at prealtygroup.com.
Right, and we live and work. We live and work in an area where a lot of our buyers are relocating into the area, and I think that's something that Susan has used to her, not only to her advantage, but to help folks out there relocate and actually, when they come in working with Susan, they feel comfortable, coming to an area that they're not familiar with.
Mm-hmm. How has it changed over the years? Talk about that for a moment. What's different now that wasn't different back then?
Well, when I started...
Besides technology.
Oh, right. When I started in 2005, the market was really, really strong. Then about 2008, as we all know, the economy changed. Mm-hmm. Things, I guess, as you would say, went south somewhat. So from 2008 up until, I would say, just the last year and a half, real estate was slow. The market was slow. But in the last year and a half to 2 years maybe,
right,
it started to pick back up, and now the market is pretty strong again. So you have to stay in for the ride.
To the point now in certain areas of West Tennessee, the supply isn't measuring up to the demand, right?
Exactly. Not just West Tennessee. I think it's a problem across all of Tennessee and even across the country. Right now, inventory is the big issue. We have buyers. We need properties to sell.
We actually call it a seller's market in the industry, and one of the things that I do quite often is pretty much get on my hands and knees and beg for listings, because that's the one thing we need is good listings to sell. As Susan said, we have buyers. We just don't have the inventory to sell at this point.
Mm-hmm. If someone's thinking about listing, but they think, I don't know how it works. How do I pay them? Do I have to pay them up front? Do I have to write them a big check when I list my home? That's not how it works at all.
No, and I get asked that a lot.
Yeah.
What's your fee?
Right.
Well, we don't get paid till we sell your property.
Exactly.
Right. So if you're thinking about listing, you just need to give us a call. We'll come out and meet with you, take a look at your property, see if we can come to an agreement on what the fair market value is for your property, and then take all the steps to get it out there and get it in front of the buyers.
And I've been with the company for a year, and I can't say enough about our staff. Our staff is incredible. Absolutely love every person on the staff.
Right. I have some great agents. I couldn't be happier with the agents and the staff people that I have.
And of course, brokering this office, I have to second that. We've got really good agents here, and I just enjoy working with them. It's the kind of thing where some folks would look at real estate and the fact that we're independent contractors and go, I've got to go in and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. But I think the atmosphere that we have, not only in the office but across the company, is the fact that we do all get along well. We all share information between ourselves to the point that we're not sharing confidential information, but yet we're sharing information, needs and wants and what our customers are looking for. And we just make it a place where we all enjoy coming into work each and every day, and we work hard for our customers.
Mm-hmm. And the company just keeps on growing.
And it does.
And I guess another thing I would say, you hear about real estate and the fact that maybe brick and mortar is a thing of the past. Well, it just won't ever be for me, because I think if you have someone that's looking to buy a property or sell a property, they want a place that they can come to, they can look you in the eye and talk to you one-on-one. So I won't ever give up on brick and mortar.
Yeah, and that's something we talked about on Facebook. All that technology is great. It's all well and good, emails and sending out tweets or Facebook messages and instant messenger, but it's all about that human touch, that one-on-one bond between customer and business.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Any final thoughts for Susan?
I think that Susan set the vision for us, and we just continue to build off of that vision. And what we have down the future for us with the expansion into the new area, all those things are just they're why I work here. They're why I continue to work for Susan, and happy to do so.
Same here.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the podcast.
Well,
Did you enjoy it? You were a little bit nervous. Did you enjoy it? Yes or no?
Oh yeah.
Any questions for us?
Oh, what's next?
We'll never tell.
I know. It'll just happen one day.
All right. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Kelly.
That is segment 1 of the Premier Podcast. We're online at prealtygroup.com. Segment 2 coming right up.